Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this October the 22nd, 2023. I'm hoping everybody's having a great Sunday out there so far. Hope everybody has a great Sunday afternoon. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the tropics here, and also we got a little segment at the end with some severe weather. We'll talk about that as well. But first, we're going to start off with tropical Hurricane Tammy, which is located just north of the Leeward Island. Got some activities lingering down into the Caribbean islands here, the Windward and Leeward Island, bringing some showers and storms still to you guys, and some mudslides, and also some gusty winds and heavy rain falling with that system as well. As Tammy continues to push on off to the north, we got a cold front extending here. Tammy's going to kind of just push that front out of the way. It's going to move, catch up with it. And the latest guidance shows it moving back this way, but we'll take a look at that in just a little bit. We got a tropical wave behind here. We need to watch well. Alright, we're fixing to have our next named system, I think, down in the Caribbean Sea down here in the southwestern. We're going to move into the Yucatan Peninsula, our Central America region, that is. This one here looks to become a tropical depression number 21. Should be coming up probably later today, or probably it's either later today or maybe on Monday. Something we'll continue to monitor. Central America, you will get hit by this system. We got another system here trying to develop right up here around toward Jamaica region. Here's what was Hurricane Norma, just Tropical Storm Norma. Moving inland over northern Mexico, bringing some precipitation to ports of Texas. We got another little upper level spin up here over portion of Maine and also southeast Canada as well. And also we got an upper level spin up here in the northern central tropical Atlantic. But no worries about any tropical development, anything up in this area. So we good on that. Alright, well, if you're a new viewer and you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and consider subscribing. Like these videos, share these videos, consider subscribing one more time. And also, if you know anybody that would want to join the Mike Bass Weather Forecast page, send them my way. Love to have them. I update twice per day unless something comes up. And you get my forecast twice per day. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get the show on the road here, folks. And let's continue through the forecast. We're going to talk about Hurricane Tammy and Invest 95L down in the Caribbean Sea. Alright, here is tropical. I don't know why I keep calling it Tropical Storm Tammy. It's Hurricane Tammy. Spinning just north of the Virgin Island, Leeward Islands here as well. We've still got some remaining moisture behind Tammy, still moving off to the north as well. And continue to monitor the pressure. Continues to push to the north. Bermuda, you still look like you may be in the alright, we're about to take a look at the forecast cone here by the National Hurricane Center. Alright, the tropical storm force wind field. Most of the tropical storm force winds has moved out of the Windward and Leeward Islands, a little bit up here around the Virgin northern Leeward Islands here, not too far from the U.S. Virgin Islands as well. As you can see, the yellow is the tropical storm force wind. The hurricane force winds are right behind the X, a small area of hurricane force wind. According to this model here, it keeps it as a hurricane all the way through 8 a.m. Tuesday, and then a post-tropical storm by Friday, starting to move toward Bermuda. Some of the guidance has this system maybe drifting back to the west, southwest. Some has it just kind of moving out like this. So we're just going to have to keep a monitor on this here and see which way Tammy wants to move. Alright, and it kind of meanders a while too. Some of the model wants to just meander a while out here as well. Alright, if you're tracking this system at home, it's located in latitude 19.1 north, longitude 63.0 west. Maximum sustained winds are at 80 miles an hour with higher gusts. Movement is to the west-northwest at 9 miles per hour. Alright, let's take a look at the spaghetti-o models, everybody calls it. I call it the hurricane models. Alright, you can see here, here's the tropical storm center position, just north of Leeward Island. Continues well compacted line, showing pretty well consistent all the way through about 72 hours out. After that, then it kind of, see how all the models wants to turn it back to the west. That's what I've been talking about for the past several videos, folks, that this system looks like it may turn back to the west. I've been talking about that for the last several videos, so if you want to go check them out, you're welcome to. I said this system would probably track back to the west. Most of them hurricane models had it going out to sea. I didn't believe that. I said I think it's going to go back to the west. And right now, currently, most of the computer models are showing a westward movement. Alright, here's the intensity guidance. 70 knot winds equal to 80 miles per hour. Keeps it a category 1 hurricane. One shoots it up to a category 3. Some even shoots it up to a category 2, but right now I'm going with just a category 1 hurricane. I thought it could become a category 2. Looked like it was getting on up near 90 miles per hour, but it's kind of getting over a little bit cooler water, so it should just remain a hurricane and eventually drop off to a tropical storm. That's what the National Hurricane Center, but some of the models are still trying to keep it as a hurricane still, even at about 168 hours out, which is 5 days. Alright, now let's move on to Invest 95L. This is the one down in the Caribbean Sea. Alright, as you can see here is 95L. Looks kind of a little raggedy this afternoon. Looked a little bit better this morning. Look like it's falling apart a little bit. Look like a little bit of dry air is trying to wrap into the system. But it has about a 60 to 70% chance of development over the next 7 days. 48 hours, 60%, I think 60% over the next 7 days. I would not be surprised to see the 2 p.m. or 8 p.m. advisor may go up to 70% and as we roll forward. Alright, let's move on to, we're going to take a look at the spaghetti-o model. Alright, if we can take a look at the hurricane models. Alright, you can see here the current position of the storm. Pretty well compacted where it takes it into Central America. And then pretty much through, some takes it out into the Eastern Pacific. One even takes it into the Southern Gulf of Mexico. So we have to watch that. There's a possibility it could cross the land and may move over into the Southern Gulf of Mexico over here in the Bay of Campeche. So we'll have to watch that very closely to see if that does. But if not, it is going to move inland and dissipate over Central America. But it's something we'll have to monitor to make sure it come back out over in the Bay of Campeche. There's a possibility it could, but right now most of the models taking it in and just weakening it over. Let's take a look at the intensity guidance of this system because it do look like our next tropical storm will be forming. Okay, as you can see, we got about 30 knot winds, equal up to about 35 miles per hour. Should be already a tropical depression by now, according to the model runs here. Alright, then it takes it up into a tropical storm. The next tropical storm name will be Vince. Vince will be the next named storm. That looks to take the name in the Caribbean Sea. We will see, should be Vince in the next 6 to 12 hours before it moves inland over Central America. Alright, well, that's your tropical update. We're going to take a look at the watches, warning, advisory map, and then we're going to take a look at the severe weather perspective of this video in just a few minutes. Alright, As you can see, we still got those gale warnings, also some storm warnings from up here near Maine all the way down to the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Storm warnings out over in the coastal waters, out to 68W and further east. Also, we got freeze watches, warnings, also frost advisories for areas of Pennsylvania, over in Ohio, also Indiana, also into Kentucky, Tennessee, western North Carolina, Virginia region as well, for frost, freeze, and air frost advisory, freeze warning, and also freeze watches are in effect. Special weather statement for Indiana, also down in Louisiana, also down in Mississippi, a little bit in northwest Georgia. We have one county in Montana with a winter storm warning there. Wind advisories in Southern California. Storm warnings, also small craft advisory for Western California all the way up to the coastal California, that is, up to Washington State. Alright, we got the Hawaiian Chain Island looks a-okay. Also, we have a winter storm warning here in portions of Alaska. We had those gale warnings, storm warnings, small craft advisory, coastal areas of Alaska. And also we had that freeze and spray advisory in warning in effect for northern Alaska. Alright, now let's move on to the Storm Prediction Center for today. No today, but we have some for your Tuesday, so we'll get to that in just a minute. General thunderstorms over portions of Texas. Same up here in portions of areas of Kansas, up into Iowa, Minnesota, also into portions of Kansas, and South Dakota, Nebraska. Same over here in Northern California, also in Nevada, also Idaho, also into portions of Washington State, and also into portions of Montana. All right, it's updating information, but we're about to go to the next page. So let's go on to day number 2, which is your Monday. Alright, as you can see here, here's general thunderstorms again from Michigan all the way down through portions of Wisconsin, Iowa, back down into Texas, all the way back far west is portions of Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada, all the way into portions of South Dakota. Some general thunderstorms expected in that region for your Monday. Alright, let's move on to day number 3. This was day 4 outlook on there. They dropped it from a slight risk back to a marginal risk. It's not going to be quite as bad as they thought it would. But anyway, we have a general thunderstorm from northern Michigan, also Minnesota, back down in New Mexico, and much of Texas. There's that marginal risk up here in portions of Wisconsin, Minnesota, and portions of Iowa. Alright, if you live in Minneapolis, St. Paul, Rochester, Bloomington, and Plymouth, Minnesota, you're under a marginal risk for severe weather on your Tuesday. The probability, same areas. This is including Minneapolis, St. Paul, Rochester, Bloomington, and Plymouth, Minnesota regions, and areas in Wisconsin, also portion of Iowa as well, for severe weather on your Tuesday. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Everybody continue to stay safe and well. So enjoy the weather, because it's the only weather you got. Like these videos, share these videos, consider subscribing if you have not. And we'll catch you back in the next video. So have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday afternoon, folks. Take care.